Hey guys, it's me Mr. Towards HD and welcome back to another tutorial. So I think it's going to be my favourite tutorial of all that I'm going to be doing. This is going to be on Applied Energistics, otherwise known as Open Computers. As you can see, we've got a lot of things in the background, and yeah, I'm going to go and explain some of them, and they're all very cool. So let's jump into it. First of all, you're going to want to get your basic computer. So basically what these ME computers do out of Applied Energistics is they store things. They just store a bunch of items. So here you can see the most simplest setup you can get. You just need an ME controller. I'm going to quickly find out how you actually make all of this stuff. Oh my god, my typing's all over the place. So we get an ME controller by getting an advanced processor, a Fluix crystal, and some iron ingots. So I'm not going to go over the recipes too much because you can just find these out in the NEI, and I realised on my recent episodes I went over the recipes a bit too much. So basically, the ME advanced processor you just need to get by smelting up an advanced processor assembly, which you get from crafting it like this: some silicon, some diamonds, some redstone, and a quartz cutting knife. Silicon is just smelting up nether quartz dust or Certus quartz dust, and then the quartz cutting knife is like so, just a bit of quartz, iron, and sticks. Easy enough. And then you get the Fluix crystals, which are like that. Very easy. That's just Certus quartz there, and that's how you get your ME controller. You're going to need one of these for every single system that you have. So if you have a big computer over here, you have a big setup here, you're going to have a controller, because this is the thing that tells you how much energy is being used, and it stores the energy for you as well. So yeah, and this is also a thing if you make your computer wireless, so you can have a little remote to access your computer everywhere. You need to link it in your ME controller, so you're going to need this everywhere. You can also set the type of power up here. You can use all sorts of power. You can use Applied Energistics power, Buildcraft, Industrial Craft 2, Universal Electricity, Rotary Craft, and Applied Energistics back here. And we're going to be using AE at the moment. All I've done is I've connected up the ME controller to, what's this, 6? I know they're creative energy cells, but as long as you've got a good source of power, which I'm not going to go over that this episode because there's no point, but we've just got unlimited power here. Make sure you've got a lot of power for these computers, because the bigger they get, they start getting a lot of power. They start getting needing a lot of power. So yeah, you've got the ME controller, then you've got the ME drive, which is the thing you store your hard drives in. If you're familiar with making computers and things like that, you'll know that the hard drive is the thing that stores everything that's on your computer. You can get SSDs as well. Obviously, you can't get them in Minecraft because it's a bit pointless. But yeah, these are the hard drives. You can get all sorts of hard drives. I'll show them a bit later. And yeah, I've just got a 1K one in there. That's the standard one, and that's the thing that everything gets stored into. And you're going to need that to actually put stuff in your computer. And then this is the last simple block that you're going to need, is access terminal. And this is the thing that you put everything into. So if you see, I just put that in there, that in there. You can see they're all in the computer now. If I go out, they're not in my inventory or anything. They're in the computer, and you can see you've got all these different toggle things here. So you can toggle the sorting direction, the number of items, priority, all that thing, and you can view the craftable items, stored items. I'll get into that a bit later, because using those things over there, you can actually craft stuff in the computer. But as you can see, I've got 2 items in there now. So we're going to go into the hard drive, and you can see you've got 2 items in the hard drive. And we could just take that out. We can run around. Obviously, there's nothing in there now because we've got the 2 items in our hard drive. We can just chuck it around. Look at that. And inside there is our ME heat vent, which I'll get into a bit later, and a sword. And yeah, that's just in the hard drive. You can see 2 of 63 types. It's used up 17 bytes. I think the more different items you have, because obviously you can only have 63 different types of items in one hard drive, the more you have, the more bytes you use, so then the hard drive will get filled up more. So as you can see, there's nothing in there. Shut the hard drive in, everything from the hard drive is going to go in there, and you can see you've got your stuff back. Lovely jubbly. So that's a simple storage thingy. You can upgrade your hard drives to get more and more, and you can just get loads of storage basically, and that's what I love about these computers. They're just a massive chest. You don't need any sorting facilities because you can sort it yourself with these things up here. So it's awesome. Awesome. So next thing I'm going to go on to is the different types of pipes and cables and things that you can get here. So I'll quickly just get the standard one. The ME cable, you can get all different colours as well if you really want to sort it with different colours. So the ME cable is used to connect up your machines. Now you don't actually need to if they're touching each other, but if you, for example, have like a one of these like here, 1 block away, you need to connect it up with the controller. So you're just going to use one of these ME cables. Simple, very simple. So those are the standard things you connect everything up with. And here are the next sort of, well, these are the main sort of ones that you're going to be using. So you've got a precision export bus. This is the thing that takes stuff out of the computer and puts it in a chest. So if I put this on a chest and then hooked up with some ME cable up to the computer, anything in this filter system here will get taken out of the computer and put into that chest. I'm not going to show that at the moment. I might do it in another tutorial or something if I do a more advanced ME applied energistics tutorial. I'll show that off a bit more, but that's basically all it is. You just export stuff out of the computer and it puts it into chests for you as long as you've got the items in the filter. It's exactly the same for the precision import bus. You just put stuff in the filter, put this on the chest, and it will just take stuff out of the chest that's in the filter and put it in the computer as long as it's hooked up with ME cable. Easy enough. So then you've got the basic export bus. They're exactly the same as these two, these precision ones, except you can only use one item. Very simple. And the import bus just imports everything out of that chest. It doesn't have a filter or anything. This just has one filter to say it can filter out take out one thing and export it to the computer. So they're the four most basic ones. And then you got some a bit less basic ones. So you got the fluid, because obviously in a computer you can store items. You can also store fluids. And you're gonna have to get like fluid hard drives and stuff. I'll get onto that in a bit later. And for that, you're gonna want to import and export fluids out and into your computer. So to do that, you're gonna need an ME fluid import bus and an ME fluid export bus, and they work exactly the same. You just put it in the filter, and yeah, simple enough. That's all it is. And then you've got these level emitters. Now they're a bit more different. Basically, these ME level emitters, you put them on the side of, I don't know, a machine or something that's automatically making you, I don't know, stone. So you've got a machine hooked up with power, smelting cobblestone into stone, and then the stone gets taken out with one of these import buses into the computer. Now, what if you've got too much stone in your computer and you don't want it anymore? This level emitter, you can, that's the fluid one, this is the normal one. You can put the level emitter on the side of a machine, and you can set it to how many items you want in there. So what you can do is, I'm going to say heat vents. I want 64 heat vents at a maximum in my computer, and then when the levels are above or equal to the limit, the redstone's going to turn on and it's not going to make any more, and it's going to stop that machine from doing what it's doing. So ME heat vents, that's just like an idea. If you had stone in there, you could put stone in there. Say, I don't know, I want 1,000 stone, just over 1,000 stone. You can do that, and when it's made 1,000 stone, it's in the computer. It's going to stop smelting stone for you. So they're pretty cool. You can do that with fluids as well. I don't know how you'd use it for fluids, but yeah, that's basically all. And those are the main pipe things that you're going to want to be using. So now we're going to get on to a bigger setup. These are all the blocks, all the main blocks pretty much in Applied Energistics. You can get a few more, but I'm going to explain these ones for now. So you've got your ME controller. You also got an ME chest. Now the ME controller, this is the main thing that we said about before. You can see it's using 54 AE, which is quite a lot, and it's got only a bit of energy stored. I don't know why. It should have 10,000, but yeah, as you can see, we've got our hard drive here, and this ME chest, basically, if you just put a hard drive into the top, you can put stuff into the hard drive. So I'll put them in the hard drive, and then you can take it out, and that's all it is. And then you can put it in the computer if you want. You can put it in one of these ME things, and you got all that. So yeah, that's all that is. The chest, you just put hard drives in, put items in, and then you take it out and put it back. So I'm going to quickly put this back over here. There we go. Okay, so that's the chest. That's all it is. It's very simple. It doesn't really need much. Then you've got your hard drive base here, and we've got all the different types of hard drives. So you can get a 64K. I just assorted these randomly. Actually, I'll go from bottom to top. So you got 1K storage, which is the bottom one. Then you got 4K. Then you got a 16K, and then you got a 64K. Obviously, a 64K stores the most. You can see it stores 65,000 bytes, whereas the 1K stores 1,000 bytes. So it's kind of obvious which one you'd want to go for. But obviously, it comes with its costs. This one uses a massive storage cluster, which uses all this, which uses all this, which uses all this, which uses all this. So it's quite a complicated recipe, and I'm not going to go for any more recipes because it's just mad. Then you've also got this storage here, which is a very, very big storage. Sorry about that, I just had a bit of a coughing fit. So yeah, this is a very big storage. It can store, what even is that? 60 million bytes, which is a lot of space. And yeah, they obviously come with their costs as well. You need like tera storage things, and giga and mega and kilo and storage clusters, and oh, it's crazy, absolutely crazy. But yeah, you can get them, and they are very, very OP. I'm going to change it to daytime. So this is the next thing as well. You've got a blast resistant ME drive. Very simple. I think you just put like an ME cable and some obsidian around a hard drive, and you can get a blast resistant drive, ME drive. So it'll keep all your hard drives very safe because they can't get blown up. And you got some fluid drive, what's they called, hard drives in here that store all the fluids. So that's that. You got an energy cell here. I've just connected it up. Actually, I'm going to quickly spawn one in and show you guys what happens. So you can make an energy cell. You got an energy cell here, and it's 0%. You make it like that, and then when you hook this up, just put it next to a block next to the computer. You do that, and it gets power, and you can see it changes color slowly until it gets this like sort of bright pink color, and that just indicates it's full on power. So that's that. Then you've got the ME access terminal. This is the normal thing that you access with stuff in. You can upgrade that to a crafting terminal where you can use stuff in the computer and actually craft things. So let's see if I get, oh god, okay, let's see. We've got some of them. We got some of them. I'm gonna put that in there, and let's say we're gonna change this to a synchronized standard. So whenever we type something in here, it's gonna do the same for not enough items. So I'm gonna type in golden apple. As you can see, there's no golden apples in the computer. That's another good thing, you can search in the computer. And we're going to click R on that, and then Shift and click on the question mark. And as you can see, it's taken the items out of the computer. As you can see, we've only got gold and apples. It's taken 1 apple and 8 gold, and we're able to just take that out, and it will keep on doing it. We can make as many golden apples as we like, and you can do that with every single thing. Oh, there we go. Now we've run out of gold. But that's basically what that can do. It can craft things for you, which is very nice. This is the simple terminal for the fluids. It's just exactly the same as this, but for fluids. And then we've got the fluid storage monitor. You can use like if you have a fluid in your hand and click on this, it will show how much fluid you've got in the computer if you just click on that. And that's the same for the items. So actually, if I quickly get an ME heat vent, actually no, I'll get let's just get some blaze rods. I'm going to put that in there. We're going to take one out, and then we're going to get this in our hand. We're just going to click on here. You can see we've got 63 blaze rods in the computer. So that's nice. That's another good way of just seeing storage and stuff. And you can just shift and then click, and you can get rid of it. And then you've got a crafting monitor. Yeah, crafting monitor. So this shows anything that you're crafting, because you can actually craft things automatically with these things. I'll get onto that a bit later. But when you want to craft something, it will show you what you're currently crafting and the missing materials, and you have all the different recipes and stuff there. So that's pretty handy as well. Second to last, you've got the I/O port. This can basically just get stuff from hard drives. So I'm going to get this quickly. And if this was full, you'd put that in there. It would empty it out, and then why is it not emptying? I guess it's got nothing in. And it would empty that hard drive out and put it into the computer, just into the random hard drives we've got here. And as you can see, it's gone to this side now because it's empty. So that's all that does. And then last but not least, we've got the wireless access point. This is the thing that you can use for wireless access to your computer. So we're going to get one of these wireless access terminals, these little handset like sort of iPad things. And all this wireless access point thing does is let you access your computer from anywhere. So as you can see, I've got 16 boosters in there. I think the boosters, well, they do. They increase the range because, as you can see, if I just access the, it's not linked. Oh, okay. We're going to quickly link that then. There we go. Now it's linked. And as you can see, we can access it from here. We can still access the computer from all the way over here. But then when we get quite far away, so let's get here. Oh no, we still can, guys. There we go. Now it says no signal, and that's because it's not got a good enough range. So we can upgrade that just by using boosters. You can put a maximum of 16 in, and that can basically let you access it from quite far away. Like I could probably go to that village and still access it. I'm not going to try that now because CBA. But yeah, that's what that can do. It's very handy. So we can access our terminal from anywhere. The only bad thing is it uses power, which is kind of a crap because the power goes down quite quickly. But we won't worry about that. I'll give you my sword back. Right. So now we've got the crafting computers. These are the big thing. Now you can see they range in sizes. I'm going to go to the smallest one that you can actually make first. So as you can see here, we've got a computer, and it's hooked up to a controller. And at the moment, the energy use is only 6.1. It would be 6 if I didn't have the ME cable, which is coming out the back here. But yeah, it's 6.1 because we've got 2 ME cable as well. And basically what this thing does is you make it using a 3x3 square, 3x3x3, sorry, of containment wall, and then you put in the gaps heat vents, and then you put in the middle a pattern provider. And what this does is when you put this on, I'll quickly do that now, there we go, and it makes it a massive sort of multi-block thing, and you can click on it and you can see we've got a ME molecular assembler chamber, and you can put different recipes in there using blank patterns. I'll quickly get that. You get a blank pattern and you use one of these things called a pattern encoder, and you put the blank pattern in there, put in a recipe. So I'm going to put in this recipe like so, and then you just encode that, and there we go, we've got a recipe for a ME heat vent at class 1. So you can chuck that in there, and as you can see now we've got a recipe in there, and as you can see now also it's put it up by about 1 AE per tick, which is pretty good for this crafting thing, because you can have loads of different recipes in here. And as you can see, it's 1 page out of 1 because we've only got one of these pattern things in the middle. Now you can pretty much experiment. So as you can see over here, we've got a much bigger one. This is 10x10. I'll go to the 5x5 first. So the 5x5 is just containment wall, and then we've got half pattern providers and half crafting CPUs. So the pattern providers, they obviously provide the patterns where you can store the patterns and stuff, and the crafting CPUs basically just speed up the crafting in the computer, which is very nice. So I've got half and half here, and if I just fill it up with ME heat vents, because then we'll complete it. I just wanted to be able to show. You can see we've got the full thing now. Let's see how much power we're using. It's gone all the way up to 33.1 AE per tick, which is a lot. And yeah, that's going to be quite hard to power as well. But when we go in here, you can see we've got 14 pages because we've got like 14 pattern providers in there or something. And that's pretty good because then we can store a lot of recipes in there and we can make so many things in our computer. So that's pretty nice. Lastly, you can go a bit mad. You can basically make this as big as you like. We've got a 10x10 here, which is pretty big. You've got half ME crafting CPUs, half pattern providers. We're going to quickly fill this up with some heat vents and see how much power it takes up, because I bet you it's quite a lot. And I want to see how many pages as well we can get in terms of number of patterns per page. So let's quickly do this, like so, and boom, there we go. We got the full thing, and oh my goodness, 518 AE per tick. That's absolutely madness. We're obviously powering it right now because we've got the creative energy cells. But if I had something like a generator, it would just die. Like, how would you be able to like power this thing? But as you can see, we've got 256 pages in there of patterns that we can put in. That's pretty mad. But yeah, that pretty much concludes the tutorial. We've also got these fluid things over here. These are basically exactly the same as the pattern providers. Oh, where are they? These things in here, except for they just make fluid. Whatchamacallit? Fluid patterns, which is pretty nice. And as you can see, you got that in there. So yeah, that's all that they do. And you can hook this up to your system over here, and you can pretty much just craft any single recipe you like, which is awesome. So that's all of that. I hope you guys enjoyed the tutorial. If you did, don't forget to hit a like, because this took me quite a bit of time to get ready, to be honest. And yeah, I hope you enjoyed. If you enjoyed, don't forget to hit that subscribe button, and you can keep up to date with all my tutorials. And I'll see you guys next time. If you've got any comments as well, don't forget to leave them down below, and I will get back to you as soon as possible. Thank you very much for watching on Mr. Pods HD. As I said before, don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time. Goodbye.